First day back at the hospital, the whole hospital was empty. And then the next thing we knew, it was like a tidal wave of people. We were full instantly. People were arriving in like full hazmat suits. So we were just looking at them, just like terrified.
When there was no information, us as shopkeepers, as a community throughout the country, we thought we were going to die. It's really as simple as that. There was no answers, there's more questions. And because we were on the front line while everybody else was isolating and being furloughed, we had no choice but to step up.
And you do forget, and suddenly it just comes all back to me like that. Really like empty shelves and gosh, couldn't go nowhere and couldn't see no one and everything.
During this time, I couldn't see my daughter, I couldn't hug my parents, I was living alone. It was a very lonely time, so I had to put on a front to the customers and the community, whereas deep down I was really suffering behind the scenes. And this was the case for many shopkeepers throughout the country.
We will be with our friends again. We will be with our families again. We will meet again.
Lights on in houses and people wandering about at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning in places you'd never ever see anybody.
This could be the like new norm now. I will probably now always take hand sanitizer wherever I go now for the rest of my life. I've never even thought about doing that for the past year. Now I've probably, out walking sometimes, you get people touching the gates and everything like that. And now I probably will always take a hand sanitizer out.
The best part about it, being a truck driver, was the fact the roads were quiet. Almost zero accidents, because there was no idiot car drivers causing mayhem as they normally do.
That's a time when you're grieving and you want to be there for them and support each other, and you kind of couldn't do it.
Do you know, the community spirit last year was unbelievable. Around Downey, the amount of like helpers helping people out and all that. Neighbours talking to neighbours they don't never talk to, couldn't go nowhere, get stuff up. The local shop obviously done absolutely brilliant, getting the supplies to everybody.
We were doing home deliveries, we were doing sort of like 9, 10 a day to all the way up to Stockenchurch with a squad of volunteers, and what we'd do is we'd put 2 toilet rolls free of charge in the bag.
The day UK went into the first lockdown will forever be etched in my mind, because that was the day that should have been my aunt's funeral. I was with her in a London hospital as she passed away. And all I can remember thinking was just how incredible those nurses were. And the doctors, but the nurses really took care of us, and there was just, sheer panic, impending doom.
The atmosphere on the ward was generally very positive. You have to be positive because it was sort of like a laugh or cry situation. I tried to keep the mood up, on our ward, which was going really well. And if you did have a wobble, you'd sort of all give each other a hug and then carry on, and you'd just give that person a little bit of extra love that day.
So we were setting the standards in the area, social distancing, wearing masks, being kind, and we were hoping that would rub off on other people. And from what I could see, it was working.
I'm not taking any of it for granted.